welcome back to Cruising as Crew. My name is Lucy and today we are going to talk about 5 things that I really miss about cruise ships. So I've been home on vacation for a few weeks now, loving my time at home, loving seeing my friends and my family. But obviously, as we have spoke about in many other videos, I am now thinking about the time I had on the cruise ships, and of course I can't remember any of the bad stuff. I can only remember the good stuff because that's just what happens. And yeah, over the last few days I've just been like really missing it, so I just thought I would go through the things that I miss about working and living on a cruise ship. So the first one is it's easy to see your friends. So when you are on a cruise ship, you make incredible friendships with people because you're away from home, you're away from your friends at home. So you make really amazing bonds with these people. And it's really easy to see them because worst case scenario, they live in a cabin at the other end of the ship, which is maximum a 10-minute walk away, and that's on a really big ship. But 9 times out of 10, they live in a cabin which is 10 seconds away from yours. And there's only one place that you can go out, which is the crew bar. There's only one place that you can eat, which is the mess. So it's really easy to meet up with these people when you're on the ship because you're all in close proximity and they might be in the same department as you, which means that they have a similar time off pattern. So it's really easy to like meet up with them and spend time with them. And then of course you're on a cruise ship which is going to amazing destinations. So when you do go out with your friends and spend time with them, you are going out in Bimini to the beach, or you're going out in Ibiza to a club, or you know, you're doing these like ridiculous things with your friends that some people can only dream of. And that's just like your everyday life. Whereas like being at home now, it's a lot harder to meet up with friends because they live in a different city and I don't have a car at the moment. And some of them don't have a car either. So then we have to work out like train times. And then when we eventually do find a day to meet up, we're meeting up either going to one another's houses, or we're going to like a restaurant, or we're meeting up at Starbucks, which is just, I mean, it's fine, but it's just not the same as going out in Ibiza or being on Bimini Beach. Do you know what I mean? I'm missing the easiness of relationships on cruise ships. Like, it is so much harder to maintain relationships on land. The second thing I'm missing is the places. I know, we all could have seen this coming. But yes, of course, it's the places. You know, on Valiant, we spent like the last 5 months of my contract in France, in Italy, and in Spain, which, I mean, Spain is just one of my favourite places in the world. I mean, it was just incredible. And the weather was beautiful, and just that it was just, everything was just wonderful. Like, I really enjoyed going to those places, exploring them. I'm missing the destinations, but I think I'm missing the exploration of a place, because obviously I'm in my hometown. This is the hometown where I grew up in. I know where every alleyway leads. I know where every hill goes. Like, I don't need to explore it because I've been exploring it since I was like 5. So I'm missing being in a new place and getting lost in it and just discovering new things, because at the end of the day, that's what makes you feel alive, isn't it? I think that's a lot of us, that's why we like to go traveling, or why we like to go on holiday. It's because the newness of that place makes us feel like, oh, this is exciting. Whereas, you know, being at home in the same place, it's not exciting. So I guess I'm just missing the excitement of going to different places. I am missing the routine. Now, don't shoot me. I'm not missing the time constraints. Like, obviously when you're on a cruise ship, everything has a deadline. You know, even when you get off the ship, you're like, okay, well, we need to be back for this time, otherwise the ship's gonna leave without us. So everything has a time limit. So I'm definitely enjoying taking my time and just doing things at my leisure. However, I do miss having a routine. Like, I've tried to make my own routine and make my own schedule so I don't get just ultra lazy. You know, I'm like, no, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to do Cruising as Crew stuff, and that has been good. It has worked. But after I finish that, all of that stuff about maybe 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, after I've had lunch, I'm then like, what am I going to do for the rest of the day? Whereas on the ship, you know what you're going to do. And I guess the thing is, this is what everyone's life is like. If you live on land permanently, then of course you have a job and you have your life. If you have kids, like, you know what's going to happen. And it's just funny because I think most of us want a break from that. You know, we want a break from the 9 to 5 and the dullness and the schedule and the time constraint. But when you don't have it, it really throws you out of whack. It's like, oh, what do you mean I can just do what I want? It's funny, it's strange. And like, you have the freedom of time, but not the freedom of money. I do in terms of like, I mean, I have savings, and if I wanted to spend it on doing loads of fun stuff, I could, but I don't, because I want to save, you know, for things in the future. So I don't spend all my money frivolously. But it is weird having the benefits of having all the time in the world but not having the money, and then like, you're free to see people whenever, but they're not free to see you because obviously they have jobs. So yeah, I'm missing the routine of being on the ship. I'm missing having things to get up for and be like, okay, well, I need to go to bed now because I need to be up for this and I've got work tomorrow. And just having that stimulation, I think, is what I'm missing. Using my brain, basically. I'm not really having to use my brain much while I'm at home, and yeah, it's weird. So I'm missing that. The fourth thing that I am missing is the sunsets. I love a sunset, and honestly, even if you work on cruise ships, if you've been on a cruise and you've seen a sunset on a cruise ship, just going down over the sea, there's nothing quite like it, especially when the sky is like multicoloured and it's like a bit pink and blue and purple and orange. It's like, oh. But yeah, I love a good sunset. And I was looking through my pictures that I'd taken from my last contract and Scarlet the other day, and I've got so many sunset pictures, and I was like, oh, I really miss that. I really miss just going up on the top deck when the sun's setting, leaning on the banister and just looking at the amazing sky and the sea. I mean, there's something really relaxing about being by the sea, isn't there? So yeah, really, I know it's trivial, but yeah, I am really missing sunsets, especially the ones in Bimini, which is nice because that's what I'll be going back to when I go back on a ship. We'll be doing Bimini and Miami and stuff. But like the sunsets on Scarlet in Bimini in the Bahamas, you've never seen anything like it. Just absolutely ridiculous. So I am really looking forward to that. And I think the fifth thing that I miss, well, definitely, is being around like-minded people. Being on a cruise ship, I mean, it's the type of industry that attracts people that want to travel and see the world. Therefore, they're normally people that are kind of the same mindset and enjoy similar things to you. So that's something I really enjoy about being on cruise ships, is just being surrounded by like-minded people. It makes life a lot easier. Honestly, I don't know where this saying came from, that opposites attract, because in my experience, that's not really the case. Like, similar people attract similar people. Like attracts like. But anyway, enjoying being around my family, enjoying being around my friends, like obviously love them all and they're amazing, but just like the day-to-day people that you interact with, I'm like, oh, okay, so this is how you view the world, or this is what you think of this. And it's just very different to how I view things. And on the one hand, I think it's important to surround yourself with people who do have opposing views, because that's how you learn and how you can open your mind. And it's really important to understand that everyone is allowed to have an opinion, and on most things there's no right or wrong opinion, it's just an opinion. But anyway, it definitely makes life easier when you are surrounded by people who think the same or think similarly about things. So that is something that I miss. But yeah, just overall, like the constant change and the newness of cruise ships, I think because I've been doing it since I was 19, that's what I'm used to. I'm used to a fast-paced lifestyle, constant change, constant things to adapt to. And it's weird because when I first went on cruise ships, I was so out of my comfort zone, like I really was a fish out of water, whereas now I almost feel like a fish out of water being at home. Like it's more normal for me to live that life than this life, which is crazy really. But then that is why we are the most dominant species on the planet, because of our ability to adapt. So those are the things that I miss about being on a cruise ship, but I will be on one soon enough, a few more weeks, and I'll be back on either Valiant or Scarlet, we'll see. But both of them are doing a very similar itinerary around like Miami and Bimini and stuff, so both of them are fantastic. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please press like and subscribe. But yeah, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, whatever you decide to do. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!